Tonight you will hear more about the power of the club and hear how the club makes a significant difference in the lives of youth.
This year, we have 8 Boys and Girls Club members competing for the 2023 Boys and Girls Club of Fresno County Youth of the Year title. To achieve this title, club members ages 14 through 18 must be a member for a minimum of 2 years and must embody the values of leadership, service, academic excellence, and healthy lifestyles. They should exemplify the critical impact that the Boys and Girls Club have on the lives of young people.
But then I ended up attending beauty college, and after beauty college, I actually opened my own beauty salon that hosts 8 women. I guess you can say it kind of started right here, with great influences, with a lot of love, support, people in your corner when you felt alone. I can go on and on about what the club did for me, but at the end of the day, the club was one of the biggest influences. It was my home away from home.
When I learned I suffered from anxiety and depression, I was only in the 7th grade. Imagine 7th grade and ignorant to the fact that I had a mental illness. It was a very challenging time for me and my family. I'm so thankful that my family sought help for me, and still, to this day, I have a support system. But the club, the Pinedale Club, has been my saving grace. Who knew my younger brother getting involved would lead to my Youth of the Year journey? The club is my second home, the place I feel most comfortable talking about my emotions, and it's my true break from reality. Most kids aren't fortunate enough to have a place to go to, which they call their second home. And I'm fortunate, I do, and so do my peers. The skills and the confidence I've gained through the club has allowed me to believe that even if I have a mental illness, I will be able to achieve my goal of becoming a pediatrician. With my interest in medicine and my long experience with children, I know I will achieve my goal.
Teens are always looking for positive ways in which we could contribute to our communities, schools, and the world around us. This is why it is crucial that more people invest in teens and provide us with the necessary resources and guidance that inspire us, empower us, and gives us platforms like these to speak up. The club has given me this platform tonight, but I also get it every day in my community of caring adults and leadership programs offered at the club. Tonight, I challenge you to open your mind, encourage teen voice, show interest in today's youth who are the leaders of tomorrow. The club has been a safe place for me that has given me the opportunity to be change and see change. I'm part of the Keystone Leadership Program at the club. This has allowed me to take initiative and showcase the potential and power in my voice. I want to get rid of the stigma surrounding my community, that teens are not worth listening to, because everyone deserves to have the chance to change the world into a better place. No one should prohibit them, hold them back, or silence them.
Growing up, I was always on the bigger side. I've always been pretty agile for being a big kid. I have always loved sports and found that I'm pretty good at them. But even though I've always been good at sports, I was still the fat kid. One day, I just got tired of all the annoying laughs, and a switch went off in me. I made a decision to change my eating habits and start exercising. I decided to lift weights because running was my never favorite thing to do. I mean, who likes running? I basically grew up in the club. Ever since I can recall, the Singing Boys and Girls Club has been a huge part of my life. I mean, 12 years is a long time. Being able to spend hours at the club developed me into who I am today. Engaging and interacting with not only kids, but with adults only brought out my social skills, and I became outgoing and easy to talk to. Participating in leadership programs like Torch Club and Keystone only allowed me to grow personally and become a role model for the younger members at the club.
Picture a cold, raining morning of a 5-year-old frail little girl. A frail girl who was away from her mother and grandparents and left in the care of a family member's friend. Picture this man. beating me from head to toe. Yes, blows after blows to my frail body, leaving behind black and blue bruises because I made a mistake. My simple mistake was that I had wet the bed. The mistake that made this person so enraged that I was hit from over 50 times from head to toe. I used my voice and told my grandmother what happened. The next day, CPS took my younger sister and me away. I promised to myself and my younger sister that that will never, ever happen again. That was 10 years ago. I joined the club and I never looked back. Bing, bam, boom. What a new me. A new Britain Marie Cheney. My voice is my strongest growth. I want to inspire young people to fight back with their voices, not with violence. To fight back with their voices and to not be told, don't tell anyone. To not have to cover their wounds on their precious bodies. Fight back with their voices no matter what age or how small. Fight back with your voice.
The most difficult thing for a child to experience, it is not climate change. It is not war and terrorism. It is not poverty or racism. The most difficult thing for a child to experience is the absence of love. My father is an alcoholic, and it's true, everyone has a story. I still love him, even if his main focus in life is not his family. Why do I stand here before you today if I was only to become a failure from birth? An immigrant from Mexico, the son of an alcoholic, the child of a mother who never believed in her son. I was suicidal. I thought about killing myself multiple times. The only thing stopping me was I was afraid of losing those who I loved, even if they didn't love me. The loving family I gained through the Boys and Girls Club gave me the capabilities to take on life. It would be my high school teachers who inspired me to choose a life of happiness. I will be 18 in 7 days, and in 4 months, graduate high school. I say to life this: bring it on. Sacrifices are necessary. You can't gain anything without losing something first. Although if you can endure that pain and walk away from it, you will find that you now have the heart to overcome any obstacle.
Losing my mother and father at a young age, then being unexpectedly placed into foster care, has taught me that no matter where we go or what we do, there are always challenges ahead of us. Being positive through challenges has not always come easy to me. Eventually, my sisters and I were released from foster care into the primary care of my grandmother, when soon later we received an eviction notice on our door. We immediately became homeless, relocating numerous times, minimum food, sleeping in cars, just barely surviving. I found my peace through playing volleyball at West Fresno Boys and Girls Club. Running through the wind, being able to be free was my therapy. Eventually, West Fresno became my home, which in turn saved my sanity. As Keystone president, through various acts of service and opportunity, it has equipped me the confidence I need to contribute to my community effectively.
I grew up in a family with deaf parents, and I quickly became accustomed to silence. I did know sign language, but communication between me and my parents was still hard, and my sister was usually never home. So I became best friends with silence. For much of my life, I had only been valued for my grades and education. My family wanted me to grow up to be smart and rich and nothing else. I sacrificed a lot of my social life to live up to that goal and a lot of my ambitions to live up to that goal. So when I was in the 6th grade and my grades started to fail, it weighed on me very heavily. The moments I had with silence made me consider whether or not I enjoyed the life I was living. My family was degrading my worth due to my grades, and my fellow students at school would treat me so horribly in the middle of class that I would cry. The Clovis Club made me feel part of a community. I didn't feel alone and alienated. The staff there cared about me, and I really felt like a community. And the programs that they offered brought out the best in me. It reminded me of what I enjoyed in life: helping others, having fun, and having a community to connect with.
Before continuing, I would like to remind everyone that taking risks is never a bad thing. I, for one, took the risk of attending my current high school, RMCHS, to earn my associate's degree and high school diploma at the same time. Many people told me to not attend my current high school since it was said to be tremendously difficult, but I am now standing here with a 4.0 GPA, proving to myself and others that I'm capable of taking risks to become someone stronger. As a first-generation child who grew up in a Hispanic household, the eldest of 4, and while achieving the unexpected academically, I have experienced moments of frustration, fatigue, and definitely a great amount of stress. My parents have always depended on me for everything from translating the mail into Spanish for them to watching after my siblings so they can work. On days that have been pretty difficult, the Boys and Girls Club has always been there and played a prominent role in boosting my mood. Everyone at the club is always in a positive or even silly mood at times, and this is exactly why others, like myself, look forward to what the club has to offer every single day.
I'm so inspired. They are courageous, vulnerable, and talented. They have a great future. I hope each of you know you're all winners. Be proud of the hard work that you've put into this process because we know how much work you put in. Our staff genuinely care about their future and where they're going, and I think you completely saw that tonight because these young people have staff and mentors that guide and direct them every day.
We're so privileged and honored to help with the mission of the Boys and Girls Club. And so this evening I'd like to present a check for $20,000. It brings our giving total I think, to about $500,000 in scholarships and donations. So you leave me so speechless and humbled.
The third place winner is Lamika Bryant from West Boys and Girls Club. The second place winner is Yadira Mudillo from Orange Cove Boys and Girls Club. The first place winner is Raymond Gonzalez.
You did it.
We spent so much time preparing for our speeches, our essays, that I don't think any of us were prepared to give a speech after we won. But standing here in front of all, I'm shaking, guys, I'm sorry. Standing here in front of all of you, I know what to say, and I want to say thank you. I want to thank all the, my leg is shaking, man. I want to thank all of you who have sponsored the Boys and Girls Club. It really changes lives. Thank you.